Hi everyone, welcome back to Metanoia. My name is Carrie Jane. I want to start off by thanking all my patron supporters, and thank you so much to those of you who have donated to me through Venmo. So that would be Demonica and Misty, aka Rainbow Fright. I don't say it enough, and I just want to thank you guys. And yeah, yesterday I was sitting at work at a busy day at work, and I saw the notification on my phone that someone donated $10, and it is just incredibly exciting and surprising that people think that my channel is worth money. To me, I'm not doing it for the money, but I do put a lot of time into all of this. It is surprising. Some of you might have YouTube channels and you might know what goes into it, even if you are working with limited equipment like an iPhone or a webcam. It's like at the end of the day, you still have to figure out how to put these videos together and then edit them after taking the time to record them, and so on and so forth. So just thank you guys so much. Thank you for really making Metanoia possible in this way. And honestly, it is I'm realizing needed, because I might have to take a second job eventually. I have a civil service job. I have kind of like a humanitarian job. I'm not a businesswoman, and so I don't ever make a lot of money in my career. I will not make a lot of money in my career field, and I am anticipating, getting a second job. And then once that happens, I probably won't have any time for things like this. But I need my freedom, and I need to have my own, place to live. And I eventually, as a professional young woman trying to make it, do need an income, unfortunately, even though Metanoia is not about this. So yeah, just thank you so much to everyone here who has ever thought my content was worth donating to. Yeah, it's just an enormous help. Thank you so much. But that is not the reason why I'm making this video today. Today, I just wanted to make something different. Thank you also to my patron supporters. One of you is Steven. We've been communicating via email for a while, and last night you recommended that, I do a video on something that I usually do in my Patreon videos for my patrons, which is, light a candle or do kind of like a guided meditation, or just generally setting an intention. And he thought that those were very beneficial to him. I didn't think much of them. I do those as kind of like a supplement, because I think that the best thing that I bring here is my knowledge in numerology, because there's so many great tools out there already for things like meditation and etc. But I still think that it would be beneficial to have something like that on my channel. So thank you, Stephen, for basically just reaching out to me and suggesting that. And like I told you, that's the only way I know that I'm actually making content that you guys would benefit from. And yeah, I had considered eventually making a video where I light a candle and set an intention, or something like that, etc. But I didn't know what to do. And as of late, so many of us are upset because of everything happening in the world right now. It's honestly too much. There's too much happening right now. So I would like to make a video today trying to help that. And I would like to do kind of like a group meditation kind of video where all of my followers, anyone who's watching right now, will sit here with me and make space for an intention specifically for the California wildfires. And some of you watching right now may even be affected by those fires specifically, and if that's you, I'm sending my blessings and my prayers your way for your safety and your health, mental, physical, and emotional. I truly hope that you guys are okay out there. I worry a lot. And even my own brother, who lives in California, faces the possibility of eviction. It's a very scary time right now, even if you're not in an evacuation zone. Sorry, not eviction. And he faces the potential threat of evacuation. It's early. Even if you're not in an evacuation zone, the skies are terrifying. They are very much paralleled with this feeling of something terrible is about to happen with this country, with tensions rising and tyranny coming back. It's kind of like it's traumatic because it's just history keeps repeating itself over and over again until we get it right. And I think a lot of us are starting to get it right finally, or at least we're finding our way through it, instead of just reacting out of chaos and fear. My recommendation to you is to use a couple of affirmations that I like to use when I feel like things are getting away from me. One of them is, fear is permission. It is important to stay alert, to stay aware and conscious, as this is about consciousness, but it is a disservice to react out of fear. And if you are wrought with anxiety right now, which would be a very normal response, you might make things worse. You might make yourself sick just from anxiety. Forget COVID, forget the fires, forget everything going on right now. You might just make yourself sick from anxiety. I've seen this in many friends right now especially. So fear is permission, and we're not going to give it our permission. Another thing that I like to do to feel empowered rather than feel anxious and scared and sad is say to myself, be the hunter, not the hunted. So it's kind of like a way to take charge, become empowered and take the power seat in your life, wherever you find yourself, where you feel like it's just stuff, all bad things are always happening to you. It gets you out of victim mentality. It gets you out of feeling like everything is just never gonna be okay again. Kind of takes you out of this here and like gives you another perspective. Be the hunter, not the hunted. And so that also will help your anxiety too, because rather than feeling like a prey, rather than feeling like something that's being chased throughout all this, you feel like you are more in charge of the experience. And that would even help you in a nightmare if you could remember that. If you're someone who has a lot of nightmares, etc., usually it's because we kind of like feel like this in our waking life, like we have no control over everything, but we do have a level of control. I would also like to say that, sorry, basically my computer is the only thing lighting my face right now because this is just what I have to work with today. But what I also would like to mention is that there are some very interesting preliminary studies done on meditation. And what those preliminary studies have shown is that when you do a group meditation with a specific intention of peace, love, harmony, whatever, that area experience like a decrease in crime. Very interesting. Look that up if you're curious. I would like to see more studies based on that because I believe in the scientific method. I think that, once you once you find one interesting data set, you should try in different ways to understand more about it. But usually with stuff like that, you only get like a handful of studies and they peter out because there's no funding for them, unfortunately, for stuff like that here in this paradigm. But something worth looking into, something worth considering. And something worth mentioning in this video, because your presence here, your consciousness directed in this matter of wanting to help, being a volunteer soul, being an earth warrior, focusing on love, peace, and most of all healing for our planet, which is experiencing incredible turmoil on all levels. Your presence here is absolutely necessary. And you don't have to believe in the efficacy of this. You can just sit along with this kind of like sound healing session, and just, for me, okay, put the good thought out there of healing for the planet, and specifically for this video, rain. Rain for California this season. Because of climate change, their dry season is longer, the rain happens later, and the wildfires that do happen often become out of control. And if we could just get some rain over there, maybe sooner rather than later than it normally has been for the trend that we're seeing with climate change, that would be so helpful. So any of you here right now, you matter. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, let's send those good thoughts up into the cloud, into that realm that we all feel, that is very real, that field of consciousness that everything is a part of and one with, but yet we don't really acknowledge enough. So what I'm going to do now is just take a moment to myself, set the intention with you guys, and just do a couple of minutes with the one and only sound bowl that I have. I would really like more. This is like the only sound bowl that I have, but they are expensive. So I'm going to just use that as a sound healing tool to get us into that mindset, that level of consciousness that we are sending love, light, and healing to Earth, and rain, early rain this season for California. And even if it doesn't rain, the firefighters, they need this right now. There are our heroes. They are the ultimate volunteer souls to put their lives on the line for people's lives, their livelihood, and their actual bodies. So I'm going to stop rambling right now and get into it. Thank you for being here. And now let's begin. So if you will, take a moment to take a few deep breaths. Get comfortable wherever you are. If you're laying down already, great. If you're running around, maybe doing chores while you're listening to this or whatever, maybe just, take a moment to like settle in, to yourself and feel good about whatever good you have going on right now. There must be something, even if it's very, very small. And if you like a visualization, if you have a very specific visualization that you like, please use that. But I would like to kind of walk you through something that I feel is good for me right now. And like I said, if you have your own visualization, feel free to use that. And you feel like mine, cool. But what I'm seeing right now is the planet. I'm zooming in onto California, as we have seen in social media, all those maps of the thick smoke covering that area. What we're seeing first is that getting closer and closer and closer, as if we were to land in California. And as we get closer to the planet, we see the smoke dissipate. It is healed. It is transformed. It is not simply magically taken away. It is transformed for the earth to use as something else. And that is what the earth does best. So we see the smoke dissipate as we get closer and closer. And now we are in the sky. And we can see the ground scorched from the fires. But over time, we see new life taking place. We see rain pitter-pattering. We smell rain. We smell that beautiful aroma of raindrops hitting the earth. And we feel it on our skin, and we see it sparkle as it falls. And we feel that healing. We feel that healing with the earth. That rain, that rain protects, and that rain heals, and it makes way for new growth. And all of that was burned down is now fuel, is now a fertile ground to begin again with our new vision for Earth, with our newfound love for Earth, our newfound appreciation for Earth, for the 2,000-year-old redwood forests that we can't replace, for the homesteads lost. We can now begin again, and we can now begin healing from that trauma, from the wildlife lost, the potential extinct organisms, which now is left with an area that can begin speciation again. As with geological time, even in our short lifespans, we can kind of get a glimpse of. And we see the new growth, and our attention is brought to the way that the orange glow of the sun shines through the green leaves. And there's something about that's light, that golden light. There's something about the way that it shines through that greenery and the drooping leftover like lichens and growth on the trees that gives us a sense of peace, harmony at last. And so I would like you to sit in this space and direct this healing, this feeling of healing and rain and new growth towards California as I use the singing bowl. Deep breaths. Thank you all so much for being here. I'll see you all very soon. Take care, guys.